Last of Us Part 2. You find my channel first time, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share that social media, man. Follow me on Instagram at Roto2.kid_. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what shout out to this, man. Shout out to all the shout ninjas out there. Also have a cash up there to check out the channel link for the description below. Yeah, fuck this game. Fuck Last of Us 2. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, go back, a few videos. I did a rant about it. If you want to know my thoughts about it, go check that out. But I pretty much told you my thoughts. Fuck this game. Enough all talking, man. Let's get to this video.
Rated S for spoilers. This video is brought to you by Facebook Gaming. We're building the world's gaming community. Join us and help shape a creator-first gaming platform where you can build your own community around the games you love to stream. From the studio known for its cinematic masterpieces, and also this Pants Bandicoot, comes the sequel to one of the most highly regarded hallway shooters in gaming history that brings innovation to the series in a way the world has never seen before, by sucking every ounce of joy out of it.
Yep.
The Last of Us 2. Swallow the bitter pill that is The Last of Us 2, as Neil Druckmann reaches deep into his nihilism to bring you a brutal depiction of the evils of human nature once again. Except instead of any underlying message of hope, everyone just wants to torture and murder each other. As the sequel tries to capture the lightning in a bottle that was its predecessor, but manages to light it on fire instead, creating a Molotov cocktail of controversy, with rumors of extreme studio crunch times, massive story leaks, swapping out voice lines and character skins in trailers, extremely restrictive review agreements, and absolutely historic review bombing, as basically everyone on the internet decides that the game is either a monumental work of art or an absolute flaming pile of trash, when the real answer is somewhere in between. It's an unparalleled technical achievement that makes you feel like a pile of trash when you play it. Enter the overgrown wreckage of Seattle, as you explore a city turned into a lawless crater of destruction in the aftermath of a pandemic, much like actual modern Seattle. As you explore beautifully designed set pieces of dilapidated buildings, broken bridges, and dense forests that start off with a surprisingly open zone to explore at your own pace, before funneling you back into one-way corridors for the rest of the game, where you'll pick through every last closet so you can hoard half scissors like they're elixirs in a Final Fantasy, crack safes with the combinations that people helpfully left on notes 5 feet away, find your 18th pristine guitar so you can play your girlfriend the world's worst cover of Take On Me, and solve environmental puzzles designed so they can show off their rope physics tech, while the hint button screams at you to move along so you can get to the next cutscene about savagely beating someone to death, as the game's incredible acting, animation, and environmental design do their best to cover up for the fact that this entire series is basically dark Uncharted. Crush yet another dog's skull in the graphic combat of The Last of Us 2, as the already gruesome executions of the previous games are given the best treatment money can buy, and your horrendous murders are rendered with extreme detail, which would probably be more effective if we hadn't all been desensitized for the past 2 decades to think this stuff is awesome, as you angrily MacGyver a variety of guns, bows, and makeshift explosives to smash your enemies into pulp, or going quiet with the signature stealth mechanics that will have you hearing through walls like you're the f***ing Daredevil, to sneak up behind your foes and take them down quietly with your now infinite shiv, then get immediately spotted because of the 2-minute-long choking animation, and be forced to die-hard your way through the rest of the fight, mashing the dodge mechanic to duck and weave like a seasoned boxer if they get too close, until you get caught and watch yourself get butchered like poultry, or get your head mashed in with a hammer, or get your face eaten off, and so on and so forth, in unforgiving combat whose brutality is pretty satisfying despite its best intentions. and definitely the high point of an otherwise unrelenting slog through terrible circumstances and worse decisions that will have you saying, "Man, I can't wait till I get back to the part where I shotgun a guy in the face and his friends cry out his name in anguish." Experience the full misery of The Last of Us 2's narrative, as the sequel decides the tone and characters of the previous game just weren't up to par, and kills off one of the first game's main characters within the first couple of hours, setting off a John Wick-style revenge plotline that will have Ellie murdering hundreds in a quest for her father figure's killers. Until you get to the twist, and they have you play as Joel's murderer. Then expect you to be sympathetic because she decides to not kill some kids, I guess? Which would have had more impact if the game wasn't based on you mowing down literal platoons of people and then torturing them for information. Not to mention the extremely convenient encounters as secondary characters appear out of nowhere, then are taken out just as unceremoniously.
Yes!
That have little to no impact on the story because you never actually gave a about them in the first place. As The Last of Us 2 desperately struggles to be poignant by making the character you control do dumb and unspeakable over and over again, and then tries to make you feel bad for controlling them. All while making the same tired point about revenge being bad that was cliché in biblical times. In a narrative that will leave you feeling as hollow, pointless, and nihilistic as the world of The Last of Us 2. I mean, at least the protagonist of Spec Ops: The Line had a way out. So shiv that clicker and get ready to feel like shit. In a technical marvel that's the closest that video games have ever come to the feeling of reading a great work of literature. In that it feels important, is occasionally fascinating, but mostly just sucks to get through. If you really want to save $60, just put The Walking Dead and The End of Old Yeller on at the same time. It should give you about the same experience. Starring Ellie Degenerate, Mazel Tov, Rhonda Drowsy, Short Round, Hunger, Asia. Excuse me. He's not even... Okay. This is just getting ridiculous. Kill Jill 2, Depression Boogaloo. You know, the most unbelievable thing about this game is trying to make us think that people are going to play the PS Vita during the apocalypse. We all know that the Game Gear is the post-apocalypse console of choice. It's a handheld and a brick.
Video games.
This video is brought to you by Facebook Gaming. We're building the world's gaming community. Join us and help shape a creator-first gaming platform where you can build your own community around the games you love to stream. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Coconuts aren't spices.
This was incredible. All this in the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share it on social media.
Look, a raptor on the...
I'm gonna take over, man. Let's get it.